Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to all my new subscribers, and thank you also if you are my old subscriber. Thank you for tuning in again. So today it's feel it's Blanche on the hit. So today guys, I'll be showing you how to make water fufu, or you can call it cassava fufu, but we call it locally in Cameroon water fufu. So you need your cassava, and of course you need a bowl with a lid, but if you do not have, don't worry, you can use whatever bowl you have and use a foil paper to cover it. So first thing, you want to peel your cassava, and as you can see here, and then you go ahead and wash your cassava real clean, and then place it in a bowl and put in water to the brim, or as much as it's going to cover the cassava, and then you just cover it and keep it in a warm area. For me, I kept mine in my oven, but my oven was off. Ignore the noise guys, my son is around. So you're going to keep this to ferment for 3 to 6 days depending on your cassava. Mine was ready after 3 or 4 days, I think. So 3 days or 4 days later, you check when your cassava is ready, and for it to be ready, it must be soft as you see on the video. So yeah, so now you just want to take out the cassava from the fermented water, rinse it a little bit. So yeah, I'm just taking some few pieces to keep aside, which I'm going to show you guys how to make bobolo. I already did that video. If you want to see it, I'm going to link it in the description box below. Make sure you check if you want to see how to make bobolo. So yeah, the next thing is you're going to strain the water, the fermented water, and then clean your cassava if you want, but it's not necessary. I just drain the water from it, and then you go ahead and put it in a food processor depending on your quantity, and yeah, just put it in any blender because it's soft, it's going to blend. When you do that, you add a little bit of water, 1 to 2 cups of water. It's okay, just add water. That will permit you to blend the cassava to be really soft and smooth. So now, as you can see, I have it in my blender. I'm just going to go ahead and blend it really good and soft. So you can, like I said, you can use any food processor of your choice. I am using what I have. And you, at some point, if you feel like it's not spinning, you can go ahead with a stick or a wooden spoon to try to mix everything, and then you blend again. So you have to do this 2 or 3 or 4 times depending on the amount of cassava you have, and then you have to touch it to make sure it is smooth. The next stage is you have to get a strainer with tiny holes, not too big, and then you're going to go ahead and strain your fufu. We say in Cameroon that you have to shift that the fufu. And then yeah, you just take everything from the blender and then place it in your strainer, and then just go ahead and sieve or strain it as you can see me doing in the picture. You can add a little bit of water if you have some difficulties, but since we blended already with a lot of water, no need to add more water. But if you feel necessary, you can add, there's no problem. So now I'm just going to add in a little bit of water in the blender to rinse everything from the blender, and also to rinse whatever is left on the strainer. Guys, you know my son is home, and this is the only time I can do this video. I apologize. So now, as you can see, everything is nice and good. You can, if you look at the strainer, we have some chaffs left, and that is why we have to strain our fufu, because you don't want that in your fufu. So whatever falls off from the strainer into your bowl is what you need to make your fufu, or that is your fufu in other words. So now I'm just cleaning the bottom of my strainer to make sure I get everything out. So once you're done, you want to get a clean bag. I got this from a bio shop, but you can use a clean kitchen cloth, a new clean kitchen cloth, but also it depends on the quantity of your fufu. So yeah, you just want to go ahead and pour your fufu into your bag or your cloth, and yeah, and then you just give it a press like you will see me do. And guys, you can make this in large quantity and then store it in your freezer. So now you can see I have my fufu in my bag. I'm just going to go ahead and tie it and make sure I squeeze as much water as possible from the fufu. And if you have a larger quantity, you can tie it and try to squeeze as much water as you can. Then place the fufu in your sink and use something that is heavy like a weight and place it on top of the bag. That way it's going to press out all the water. As you can see me here, since my quantity was small, I didn't bother. I just left it there and the water was draining out. So at this point, you can go ahead and prepare your fufu if you want to cook it the same day. But I went ahead and put mine in a plastic paper, in a transparent plastic paper, and then I kept it in my freezer. And I think I prepared it 3 days later. So if you do this in large quantity and store it in your freezer, it's going to save you much time for future purposes. So yeah, we are like 3 days later when I was ready to cook my fufu, and I took it out of the freezer in the morning, and by the time I was supposed to cook it, it was already ready and there was no ice in it. So it was looking very good and okay. So don't be afraid to store it in the freezer. So right now I'm just trying to make everything smooth. Ignore my son, guys, he likes to sing. So you can see I continue the process, but then I'm going to add a little bit of water just to mix everything because I'm trying to have a smooth paste. That is what we are going for here. You just try to mix and have a smooth paste, and it's good to add the water one a bit at a time, not too much, because we do not want the consistency to be too watery. And yeah, so just keep adding the water a bit at a time until when you realize that your paste is very smooth, then you stop adding your water and then your fufu will be ready to cook. So right here, my fufu is ready. Everything was smooth and neat, and I'm going to show you guys the consistency of the fufu of my fufu with a spoon, so you can see that it was not too thick or too light. The consistency was just okay. And then now we're going to set this on the fire and then cover it so that it can come to a boil. So some few minutes later, you realize that our fufu is now boiling. You can see the little bubbles in it. That signifies that our fufu is now boiling. You want to go in with your fufu stick. I'm using this very small stick here. You can use a big one, like I said at the beginning, depending on the quantity of your fufu. So you just want to quick do like a circular motion, and at the same time, you're kind of also pressing or smashing the fufu at the side of the pot. I don't know how to explain it, but if you know how to make your fufu, any fufu, be it semo, is the same thing you're going to do here. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I'm just stirring in a semicircular motion, and then at one point I'll try to mix and blend it well so that I don't have any clumps. And yeah, so once you are done doing that, just get a knife or a fork and try to clean the side of the pot and get everything in the center. Continue to mix it very well. When you make sure that everything is mixed, as you can see that the bottom of it was already changing color from white to a bit milky white. So that's how you know that your fufu is almost getting ready. So I kept stirring or kept mixing the fufu, and yeah, that's all. You just have to keep repeating the process. And then now you go ahead again and clean the sides of the fufu. Take away take away that which is on your fufu stick as well. Now you go ahead and add a little bit of water, clean your fufu from your stick, and then also the sides of your pot, and then cover it for it to come to a boil. And yeah, so meanwhile, my eru was cooking at the side. I thought I should just show you guys my eru. If you have not seen the video on how to make eru, I'm also going to link that in the description box. So make sure to check it if you want to see how I prepare my eru. So now we are going back to our fufu. You can see that our fufu is boiling. So we are going back to it. This is the second time. We are going to continue to mix it, and yeah, just repeat the same process we did the first time. You can see everything is nice and smooth. So that's what we will just want to do. You are aiming for a smooth fufu with no clumps in it. And you can go ahead again and add a little bit of water. Don't add too much water, because the amount of water you add also will determine how thick or soft you want your fufu to be. Your fufu is supposed to be normal, not too soft and not too hard. So yeah, I'm adding water, like 2 tablespoons water, just to let it cook again for like 2 minutes. And yeah, so when you add it, you go ahead and cover it and let it cook for like 2 minutes more. Remember, this is the third time we are covering it for it to cook. And now you can see it has come to a boil again. So then we are going to go ahead and repeat the same process to mix and do everything like we do with any fufu that you can cook. Just make sure you mix everything well to achieve a final smooth fufu. And voila, our fufu is ready. Now you can wrap this anyhow you want. The trick is your spoon and your plate should be wet. That way it's not going to be sticky on the plate. And you just fold it or wrap it or do whatever shape you want. I decided to do mine like this. And that, you see, our fufu is nice, smooth and clean. So there is my water fufu. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give me a thumbs up, and you can serve this with eru or with any other soup of your choice. Do not forget to share this video and also subscribe if it's your first time here. And until then, see you guys in my next video. Let me also hear your thoughts down in the comment section below if you like fufu or cassava fufu, and if you plan on doing this. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, Instagram, Facebook, and my website, my blog as well. I'm going to leave every link down in the description box below. So yeah guys, thank you so much, and see you in my next video. Bye.